Shiesty is no longer signed in 1017, and Gucci Mane no longer has his wedding ring and no longer has his watch. But Gucci, you can holler at me. I can get it back for you, bruh. Other than that, man, it is what it is.
A video that was leaked showing Shiesty robbing Gucci Mane has gone viral. Gucci Mane was dealing with some significant street politics behind the ostentatious chains and million-dollar deals, which finally resulted in his jewelry being stolen in broad daylight by his own artist's crew. The startling reality of what killed the ice cream man is more cunning and vicious than anyone could have predicted. Additionally, we obtained the exclusive video that will soon go viral online and reveal the entire scheme. Hey, how are you, family? We're going to delve deeply into some genuine street drama that has been appending the hip-hop scene. And believe me, you're not prepared for this degree of treachery and premeditated retaliation. Let me keep it 100 with you all now, before we embark on this crazy journey. Although there's been a lot of talk on social media about Gucci Mane being robbed, most people believe it to be merely rumors or fake news to gain influence. However, we are going to distinguish fact from fiction, reality from fiction, and show you all exactly what happened in Dallas, Texas last Tuesday night. For Gucci Mane and his 2017 Empire Forever, that date altered everything. While this rap mogul was conducting business in his own studio, Shiesty, his own artist, arrived with a crew prepared for anything and a lot of energy. Now, don't assume that this was just another label disagreement over publishing deals or contracts. This is far more than just business and money. This is about street justice, loyalty, and respect. This is when things get very hot, though. I'm revealing the exclusive surveillance footage at the very end of this video, which shows exactly what happened. And before any of you start doubting my sources, keep in mind that I have a perfect track record and have been breaking street news for years. When I tell you what happened, it happened precisely as I'm going to explain it. Check it out. Then, around 11 p.m. on Tuesday, Shiesty unexpectedly arrived in Dallas with 3 of his YN from Memphis, while Gucci Mane was working on some new heat for his next record in his private studio. For those who have been following the controversy, you are aware that Shiesty has been upset about Gucci Mane's handling of his friend Big Scar's funeral.
God passed it away, like to this day I still ain't really got over that. It's my little cousin, to tell me welcome home, still messing with me for real, so I ain't really got over it.
We now know that loyalty is crucial in the streets. The label head is expected to take over and manage everything when your artist passes away, especially if they were as young and gifted as Big Scare. Funeral expenses, family assistance, everything. Shiesty, on the other hand, thought that Gucci Mane had entirely disregarded the memory of his deceased brother and placed the family in a difficult situation. Presentation of evidence: the family of Big Scare claims that Gucci Mane gave only $10,000 worth of flowers when they required much more for a fitting farewell. We are discussing a funeral that, in order to be done properly, should have cost at least $50,000. There's some chilly conduct there. Big Scar's sister said, "My brother was worth more than $10,000, which infuriated the family. Stop teasing me." He said that because his wife's birthday was approaching, he was unable to cover the cost of the funeral.
Funeral paid for. That 10K went to flowers. Flowers high. We still got a casket. He getting cremated. He getting put up in a museum. Bitches would not be able to walk on my brother's grave. He ain't getting put in no ground. He ain't getting buried with no chains. He not getting them chains back. Period. At the end of the day. Receipts that Annabelle uploaded. For the bill. And on receipts. Like I said, we on the receipt 10,000. What the other 10 is, I don't know. But yeah. I'm at work with my feet up, making boxes.
Talking about some long live him, bro. You ain't do nothing, cuz, on God. And you ain't getting them chains, cuz. You can't get them chains. There's no way you can get them chains. The minute that them folk called your phone to see if you gonna pay for the funeral, you blocked them. That's not real, cuz. On God, that's not real. I thought Gucci was rich too. Ha, food all.
More background. Let me explain why Shiesty was so affected by this, though. Big Scare was more than just another label artist. He was Shiesty's first Memphis buddy. In the trenches, they emerged together. Shiesty too felt as though he had lost a brother when Scare passed away. Gucci Mane's poor handling of the burial was therefore personal. Points of escalation. However, this is the point at which the narrative transcends simple funeral drama. You see, Shiesty has been plotting and preparing for this resentment for months. He wasn't there to make music or talk business when he entered that studio in Dallas. He was there to set the stage for 2024's greatest finesse and make a statement. The conflict starts. Actual conversation. The energy in that studio was different from the jump when Shiesty walked up to Gucci Mane. This was neither a creative session nor a friendly artists gathering. "I don't want to be part of this label anymore," Shiesty essentially said, staring Gucci Mane in the eyes. And this is the precise reason. Details of a heated exchange. The discussion quickly became heated. Family. Gucci Mane was making an effort to patch things up by discussing how to keep the squad cohesive and resolve their problems. But Pooh Shiesty wasn't listening. He was at the perfect moment to express to Gucci Mane his feelings on the entire big scare affair and how it affected him personally. "You left my brother's family hanging when they needed you the most," Pooh Shiesty bluntly addressed Gucci Mane. "Despite having millions, you were unable to properly bury my friend. I don't want to work for a supervisor like that." Gucci Mane attempted to defend his position, but Pooh Shiesty had had enough of justifications. The setup for departure? Pooh Shiesty decided to end the chat after it had been back and forth for almost 25 minutes, during which time the voices became louder and the tension increased. "I'm out, and this is the last time we're going to talk," he said bluntly to Gucci Mane. He then gathered his belongings and made his way to the exit. However, this is something no one in that studio anticipated. Outside in two different cars were Pooh Shiesty's YNS, his crash dummies from the Choppa gang. At this point, the entire plot becomes evident. Pooh Shiesty's group was outside, positioning themselves while he was inside having that heated exchange with Gucci Mane. They were fully aware of when he would depart and what they would do. As soon as he was outside the building, the team disintegrates. For those of you who may not be familiar with how these street operations operate, allow me to explain. For years, Pooh Shiesty's group, known as the Choppa Gang, has been notorious in Memphis for stealing what they want. These aren't your average people who linger around to gain influence. They will front any move for their boy since they are certified crash dummies. No inquiries were made. The Choppa Gang's reputation in Memphis is since Pooh Shiesty began receiving money. They have been stealing from operations, stealing chains, and creating statements. All of them are affected when you interfere with one of them. They also don't play on loyalty or disdain. The execution of the robbery. The worst part is that Pooh Shiesty's YNS moved like a military operation as soon as he exited the studio and got into his car. With the heat turned off, they charged at Gucci Mane. Furthermore, there was no discussion or bargaining. They were determined to use any methods required to obtain the jewelry they desired. First, they grabbed Gucci Mane's wedding band, which his wife Keisha Kerr had given him as a token of their devotion and love. Most people's cars are probably worth less than that ring. We are discussing diamonds and platinum worth at least $200,000. Then they immediately took his pricey Patek Philippe watch from his wrist. Easy. Another $300,000. In less than 30 seconds. $500,000 worth of jewels was gone. The computation was revealed. However, this is what rocked the industry. This was not a crime of opportunity, nor a random robbery. This was meticulously planned, calculated, and carried out. When Pooh Shiesty left that studio, he knew exactly what was going to happen. While his men positioned themselves outside, he used the confrontation as a distraction to set up the entire performance. We in the hood are aware that this kind of action conveys a message that transcends financial gain. It's more than just the jewelry or the money. It's about proving that acts have repercussions, paying back, and being disrespectful. Pooh Shiesty was informing Gucci Mane that there will be street justice and that the big scare situation was not forgotten.
How SIT to be exact, you know, this the faster key. They come with black keys, but when you got these keys, make the car faster. You unlock all the engine power. But you know, this my first track out. Been one bad. I got this on Gucci Mane's birthday. Like, he gifted me this at his birthday dinner. The dinner was almost over. We leaving out. I'm thinking I'm finna go get back in my haircut.
Information about the aftermath. Gucci Mane was forced to quickly remove Pooh Shiesty from 1017 Records following the incident. Even if the relationship was over and done for good, the harm had already been done. The entire industry was talking about how Gucci Mane was spotted slipping when he was out and about without his most costly watch and wedding ring. Additionally, this incident revealed some significant security holes in Gucci Mane's business. How did you let the crew of your own artist to approach you so closely? The security team was where? Every label executive is currently asking oneself these questions. When YouTuber Seti Nash learned about the entire issue, he made the decision to reveal everything on his channel. Nash has been reporting on hip-hop drama and street news for years, and he has sources from Memphis to Atlanta. The internet went haywire when he released that video exposing the robbery.
Shiesty is no longer signed in 1017, and Gucci Mane no longer has his wedding ring and no longer has his watch. But Gucci, you can holler at me. I can get it back for you, bruh. Other than that, man, it is what it is. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Believe me, don't believe me, but y'all know when I break down street shit like this, I'm never wrong.
Nash disclosed all the information that no one else knew. Way everything was planned by Pooh Shiesty. How his team carried off the heist with military accuracy, and how Gucci Mane was totally unprepared. This is the intriguing part though, since Pooh Shiesty is still on probation and faces the possibility of being imprisoned for conspiracy. Nash was cautious not to directly link him to the planning.
Pooh Shiesty still ain't forgave Gucci Mane on the way in which he handled the whole entire situation. See, what a lot of people don't know is that some things are unforgivable to some people. Pooh Shiesty, Scar's death is one that he could not forgive. So Pooh Shiesty has not been rocking with Gucci Mane at all since he got out. And as of today, Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty went their separate ways. But the details on how that happened.
In the comments, several fans claim that Pooh Shiesty had a direct hand in organizing the heist, but Nash remained tactful and astute. He is familiar with the game. No matter how compelling the tale seems on YouTube, you should never jeopardize someone's freedom for it. However, everyone was taking sides, and the streets already knew what hour it was. Choppa Gang's reputation took a serious hit. For those who are unfamiliar with Memphis street politics, Pooh Shiesty's Choppa Gang has a long-standing reputation. Even before Pooh Shiesty became well-known, they were raiding operations, stealing what they wanted, and making remarks. This is not their first time dealing with well-known targets, and it is unlikely to be their last. On social media, other musicians began to voice their opinions. Some claimed Gucci Mane deserved it for his handling of Big Scar's predicament, while others stated that robbing your former boss is wrong. There was a rift in the hip-hop community. However, this situation goes beyond a simple heist or a street brawl. This has to do with loyalty, respect, and how you handle others when they're weak and in need. Gucci Mane discovered the hard way that there would be dire repercussions if you fail to treat your musicians and their families with the respect they deserve during difficult times. This also highlights the negative aspects of label politics and how artists may feel taken advantage of in private circumstances. Gucci Mane was anticipated by Big Scar's family to be more than simply a business partner after his death. He was supposed to be family. There was an irreparable gap when he failed to live up to those expectations.
Ain't did shit but buy obituaries and flowers, boo. This shit ain't here with no obituaries and flowers, boo. 10K ain't shit. My brother was way more worth, baby. My brother worth more than 10K. Quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. Yeah, Gucci son 10,000. It was somebody else on another 10. So it was 20,000.
The Gucci Mane incident is ultimately about more than just losing pricey jewelry or looking foolish on social media. It's about the politics of power in the hip-hop industry, and what happens when people who have had similar struggles lose their devotion to one another. You have to treat street guys with respect at all times, especially when they have nothing to lose and everything to prove. What Gucci Mane will do next is the true question. He will need to strengthen his security team considerably and repair his street reputation. Unlike in the past, he can no longer simply roll around Dallas or any other metropolis. Even millionaire rappers may be touched when they don't move appropriately, as this robbery demonstrated. As for Pooh Shiesty, he is currently a free agent and has a reputation for being devoted and respectful. In addition to the fact that his street credibility skyrocketed, labels will reconsider signing him. He's shown his willingness to forego a huge label deal in order to uphold his moral convictions. The way label executives handle their artists will be altered by this whole situation, particularly in regards to private matters like funerals, family emergencies, and terrible events. You can't expect things to get better by simply throwing some cash at issues. Instead, than just being business partners, artists want to feel like family. Pooh Shiesty's stock skyrocketed in the streets. He demonstrated his willingness to forego millions in order to defend his beliefs and his fallen friend. Even if it costs you everything, that kind of loyalty is valued in the neighborhood. I am aware that you have been eagerly awaiting the unique video that I first promised. Everything was captured by the security cameras at the Dallas studio. The furious altercation between Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty's departure from the building, and his group's strategic action. This video, which is set to go viral, will add to the tension by confirming what we just discussed. However, let me remind you that this is some serious street stuff that may have legal ramifications before I show you all this exclusive footage that no one else has. What follows demonstrates just how well thought out and organized this entire operation was. The video shows that Gucci Mane was playing checkers while Pooh Shiesty was playing chess. The video is quite clear. Pooh Shiesty's YNS are waiting outside in their vehicles. They are seen exiting and making their way to the studio. Their approach to Gucci Mane is visible. Gucci Mane's startled response upon realizing what had just transpired is also visible. This is the kind of exclusive information that disrupts the internet and alters everything. What do you think of Gucci Mane's handling of the Big Scare incident and Pooh Shiesty's move? Was this appropriate retaliation for demeaning a fallen soldier? Or did it go beyond the bounds of appropriate behavior? Stay tuned and share your ideas in the comments section below. You should hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more exclusive street news, behind the scenes, industry turmoil, and footage that isn't available to anyone else. We have more shocking news that will rock the hip-hop world and reveal information that the business doesn't want you to know. Family, this Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty mess is only getting started. We are listening to what the streets have to say.